What's up, family? This is Nice TV. Thank you guys for tuning in. I got another hot one for you. We're going to be talking about the Antonio Brown case. That's right. The Super Bowl champion now has been hit with an attempted murder charge. Yeah, that's wicked. All right. We are going to look at the security video. We're going to get into the documentation, and we're going to hear from an attorney because I want to hear their perspective on this case. I'm sure you do too. So make sure you stay tuned right here. Let's go. All right, family. Appreciate you guys always tuning in. Please like for the algorithm and make sure you subscribe and hit those notifications so you can get other videos just like this, because I know you want your entertainment news, right? Don't you? Yeah, I know you do. So who remembers Antonio Brown, right? From the Pittsburgh Steelers. He was a phenomenal player. If you're an NFL football buff like me, you remember him. I mean, he was definitely came to show up every Sunday. He was definitely a star for sure. He loved the attention, but the attention he's getting today, I do not believe this is the attention that he wants at all. Let's go ahead and let's get into the details of the story, because I want to hear you guys' perspective as another one of our giants may fall victim to being in a courtroom. Let's hear about it.
Brown, he's still on the run at the time of this recording, but we do have that arrest warrant that we promised. So here's what happened. I'm taking you back now to May 16th. We're in Miami, the Little Haiti neighborhood, and there was a celebrity boxing event. It was hosted by streamer Aiden Ross. So it's about 11:56 p.m. now, and officers get a call for shots fired. So they're dispatched to this area. A Florida Highway Patrol officer gets there, and right away, multiple people come up to him and are like, hey, we've heard gunshots. They're outside. And there's actually video of all of this too that has been circulating for almost a month at this point. So let's show you some.
Yo. Oh, not over here. No. I just got smushed. Someone clip that, please.
Now, this part is straight from the arrest warrant. Lieutenant Camacho exited the building and observed Mr. Brown engaged in a physical altercation with an unidentified male that has been circulating for almost a month at this point. So let's show you some.
Yo.
Right.
Identified Mr. Brown as the shooter and informed him that Mr. Brown was armed. Mr. Brown was detained in the parking lot and patted down for officer safety. At the time of detention, Mr. Brown was not armed. So as far as that detention, him being put in handcuffs, there's actually video of that too that circulated. So here's a clip.
Hey, don't let no one else in the gate. Hey.
According to the arrest report.
Listen, guys, you know, for me, it's never a good thing seeing some of our heroes, some of the people we followed for years, some of the people who have reached those levels of status that many hope to attain fall so very far to being in handcuffs, almost regardless of the situation. We have been told that possibly he was being robbed. We have not heard that. What we're hearing is he's grabbed a gun of a security guard. We're going to get to the bottom of it. But seeing him right now in handcuffs doesn't make me feel good.
There were no victims on the scene, but they did find 2 spent shell casings and an empty firearm holster, and the clip had been ripped off. Back to the report. Due to the absence of identified victims at the time, Mr. Brown was released. Now, investigators after this started collecting videos, and eventually they started interviewing people, including the victim, a man by the name of Zulkarnain Kwame Nantambo. He told investigators that at first Brown is the one who hit him with a closed fist, so, punched him. Then this fight began and others started attacking Nantambo. The fight continued briefly until several security staff members, including Eric Bauer, herein referred to as Mr. Bauer, intervened. Mr. Nantambu was then seen walking away from Mr. Brown and exiting the enclosed parking area. Mr. Brown was observed struggling with Mr. Bauer around and behind a parked white SUV. As Mr. Brown and Mr. Bauer get to the driver's side of the SUV, Mr. Brown begins to grab and pull on the right hip of Mr. Bauer. Mr. Brown appears to retrieve a black firearm from the right hip area of Mr. Bauer. Mr. Brown, at this point, holding the firearm with his left hand, started to run out of the enclosed parking area in the same direction that Mr. Nantambu exited. Cell phone video obtained from social media showed Mr. Brown with a firearm in his hand advancing toward Mr. Nantambu on the outside sidewalk. The video captures 2 shots which occur.
Now, this is the part where it goes bad for Antonio. In a lot of cases, even in Florida, right, you have stand your ground, you're being attacked. But when that incident stops and you're then running after the person that did something to you, you can now be seen the aggressor. And that may be the exact reason why he's been hit with an attempted murder charge right now. What do you guys think? I want to hear from you, because this is one that he's gonna be in court fighting this one possibly for a long time. But when you're defending yourself and you're no longer, the threat is no longer harming you, or there's no potential of a threat, you got to let it go. You cannot fire at the person running away, or listen, viewers, you will be in handcuffs.
As Mr. Brown is within several feet of Mr. Nantambu. The video also captures Mr. Nantambu ducking after the first shot is heard. Now again, detectives spoke to Nantambu and he said, "We got in this verbal spat, this argument. Then Brown punches me, and then other people..."
I want to know, what was the argument about? They had to know one another. So there was something going on previous to this. That's what I want, the details. Were they gambling? Was it did he owe money? A previous debt that was owed? Was he coming to collect his money? Was he trying to rob? There was a reason why this went back.
Start to hit me also. As he was exiting the building, he noticed Mr. Brown began to run toward him with a firearm in his hands. Mr. Nantambu stated Mr. Brown proceeded to shoot at him, possibly grazing him in the neck, placing him in fear for his life. As Mr. Brown advanced on Mr. Nantambu, they got into a struggle over the firearm and ended up on the ground. When police arrived, Mr. Brown walked away, concealing the firearm with a dark-colored garment. While officers directed their attention to Mr. Brown, Mr. Nantambu left the scene and went to Ventura Hospital to treat his injuries. We've got to be fair here, though. We talked about everything in the...
And that's one of the reasons why Antonio Brown was not arrested that day, because the other gentleman was not on the scene when the police were trying to find out more. Let's skip ahead, guys, to hear from the attorney. Okay, I want to hear his perspective. Okay, so we've seen the video. Okay, we have a basic idea of what's in the documentation, why he's going to court. Now, let's hear from an attorney, their perspective on why this could be even worse for Antonio Brown. Let's get it.
And people were pointing to him and saying, "That guy, Antonio Brown, he's the one who was firing the gun. He's the one who did it." But then when they patted him down, he didn't have a weapon on him. So does that work in his favor?
Yeah, that works in his favor. However, when I read the arrest report, it says that there's a video where it shows him struggling with the guy, taking a gun from his holster, shooting at him. So the problem is, first of all, did I read it right, or was he wearing green pants, a green shirt, and a green army helmet? That's crazy. So the guy that guy went dressed as G.I. Joe, and then all of a sudden he's at a kickboxing event or a boxing event. He gets into a fight, which is like reminiscent of when Tupac got into a fight after a Tyson, after a Tyson fight. So, apparently he was being aggressive, got the gun. The problem is that, people may have been pointing at him and telling him that he was shooting, but for the police at that time, if he didn't have a weapon, it may have been insufficient for probable cause at that time, even if they had people saying that.
Okay, so you're right. I mean, it checks out. If police officers pat him down, he doesn't have a weapon. Okay, we have to excuse him. But you are right about the fact that we have now the security video, the cell phone video of it all. And video I don't want to say video doesn't lie because we know that people can edit stuff, but video is pretty good for prosecutors now to bring these charges and if it were to go to trial. So what do you make of the video that's been out there?
Well, listen, videos, I mean, when you say that they can be edited, yeah, they can, but when they use forensic experts, it's pretty easy for them to determine whether or not it's been edited or not. So yeah, listen, video is good evidence. Unfortunately or unfortunately, mostly in my case it's unfortunately, because every single murder that I got to deal with nowadays, I'm dealing with video. Almost every single big, case that I have has some sort of video evidence. So it's something that you have to deal with. The problem is that if the video shows that you were inconsistent in your statements to law enforcement, then you're a liar. And then the prosecution is going to say, you can't believe anything he says because he's a liar. And then if his defense is, I was defending myself because this guy was being aggressive. Well, then why did you just tell the police? Because you wanted to get away with something. You wanted to, be more streets about it. And you wanted to get your friend to hide the gun. And you wanted to, lie to the police. Now you're in a really bad position. And this is consistent with a lot of people that come forward with self-defense after the fact. Self-defense works, but you got to say it right there on the spot. And you got to be honest with the police, because if not, the prosecution is going to say, we're not going to believe a word you're saying because you tried to pull one over on law enforcement.
Yep. He's 100% right on that. And that's what this can absolutely boil down to. Are they going to believe Antonio Brown's version of the story weeks later? Weeks later, are they going to believe it? Was he hiding the gun? Did he have someone hide the gun for him? I don't believe that all the details have been revealed. But this is really an unfortunate situation. I hope it works out for the best, because let's look at it, right? Antonio Brown from Central Michigan, right? Went to Central Michigan, was his college, phenomenal player. Look at his stats here, right? From 2013 to 2018, for 5 consecutive years, he was nearly right around 1,500 yards every season. That was incredible. His receptions, 136. He's around, where's his touchdowns? Some of these touchdowns, 2013, 8, 13, 10, 12, 9, and 15 while at Pittsburgh. He had an incredible run during his year at Pittsburgh. I enjoyed watching him. And then he moved on to New England and Tampa Bay, where things kind of closed him out and really didn't go too well. I do wish Antonio Brown all the success and wish him luck as he takes on this case, as I truly hope our brother was on the right side of it. What do you guys think about this? Was Antonio Brown right in defending himself in this situation from what you guys have heard so far? All right. I want to hear from you guys. I appreciate you guys tuning in. I appreciate the love. And until the next time, family, peace. It's Nice TV.